We have here. Who ready? All right. Brothers and sisters, we must have. Nu de tell me there. Nu de tell me there. Nu de tell me there. Yes, I. Yes. Soon enough, the Prime Minister will be coming and we will welcome him as usual. We will welcome him. But I want to say to you that we have powerful candidates in the Dominican Labour Party. And one of those candidates, my dear friends, is the young lady who will defeat Sikiri in the Rosa South constituency. We bring to you Sister Shakira Hippolyte.
We Shakira, a new era. Say big up Shakira, a new era. We Shakira, a new era. We vote in Shakira. We're making it massive, you know already. Taking free, supporting her steady.
Labour! Honorable Prime Minister and Mrs. Skerritt, who is on their way, fellow candidates, residents of Dominicans in Guadeloupe, Red Warriors of Labour, and officials of the Dominican Labour Party, good afternoon. Labour! Let us give God the glory for being there today. This is His will, and mankind cannot prevent God's will, brothers and sisters. My journey into partisan politics, while it is still in its formative stage, has given me a greater insight into the nature of the Dominican civilization. As a young lady originating from the militant and progressive Harlem Newtown Rosa South constituency, I'm on an important transformation mission. Our people are more than ever before have shown an uncompromising commitment to restore dignity to the office of elected representation in Rosa South. At my historic lunch in Newtown, I was able to present to my constituents my vision for the constituency. The Prime Minister was also given a 104-page document which has a comprehensive, detailed plan for Rosa South. Indeed, it is a new era with Shakira, brothers and sisters. Politics remains to be a science of people's participation in their very development, to each according to his need, each according to his ability. We are Dominicans. We are a great, unique, resilient, and proud people. We, no matter where we shall remain, to be major partners in the development of our beloved country. While we will always have religious, political, or other differences, but never must we lose sight of the fact that God and Dominica remain above all, brothers and sisters. Those of you who remained in Guadeloupe during Maria felt the pain and anguish for your fellow Dominicans. It was not an easy experience for any of us. We must soberly reflect upon these moments. You were not thinking of which church you belong to. You were not focused on which political party you supported. You were not wondering on which ideology or philosophy you believed. No, while all of these were important, but during that period, you were factually pondering on the plight of your Dominican people. Labour! While you went through a series of challenging emotion, you did not bury your heads in Guadeloupe sand and surrender. No, as true patriotic Dominicans, in the true spirit of Afro-Kalinago ancestors, you put your hands, hearts, brains, and voices to the wheel for your quest for your beloved Dominica. What you did represented the greatest and most compelling definition of patriotism. Are you patriotic Dominicans? Are you patriotic Dominicans? Labor! Labor! Fellow Dominicans, I am of the view that circumstances bring out the reality that exists within a people. It was the late, great Martin Luther King Jr. who famously stated, "The time measure of a man is where he stands in moments of change and challenge." It is important for us Dominicans to contextualize this and pay regard to how Dominicans, the international and Caribbean community, and you, the wonderful people of Guadeloupe, responded to this Marian debacle, which threatened to destroy the Dominican civilization. However, this is very unfortunate and disturbing aspect of this Maria disaster. I shall not dwell too long, but the parliamentary opposition found itself in a self-imposed exile from the progressive efforts of relief, recovery, and restoration at a period of greatest vulnerability and helplessness. The masses of the Dominican people shall never forget the collective absenteeism of the UWP as they boycotted us Dominicans when we needed them the most, brothers and sisters. Never in the annals of modern world history has any political party been so fearlessly against their own country. Other opposition parties in the Caribbean rushed to Dominicans' assistance, but the United Workers' Party abandoned us, brothers and sisters. It is your moment of need that you know who is for you. It is in the time of disaster that you will know truly who your real friends are, brothers and sisters. Yes, after the trials of disaster, David in August 1979, it was not Red Labor Dominica. It was not O.J. Seraphine Dominica. Neither was it the Great Green Freedom Dominica. No, it was the Commonwealth of Dominica. The late Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, as a mere citizen of Dominica, used his sheer brilliance and international connections to mobilize millions of dollars into Dominica. These were instances which greatness becomes naturally entwined with love for country. It is our beloved Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, who said, if you cannot love our people, you cannot lead them. Labor, 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 labor. Dominicans have made it fundamentally clear that they will say no to the politics of hate. They will say no to the United Workers' Party. They lack love for country. They lack the ability. They lack the interest. They lack the energy. They lack the tools that are required to build a country, brothers and sisters. The Dominican people have already made up their minds to completely, unreserved reject the UWP and its group of foreign mercenaries. My dear laborites and residents of Guada, your task is ensuring that you keep labor inside. You must ensure that your name is on the electors list. If your name is not on the list, then you will not be able to vote. Your vote is the most important instrument in this election, brothers and sisters.
Are you ready? 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 Are you ready?
Vote your conscience. Vote your conscience, brothers and sisters. You, the great Dominican army of red warriors in Guadeloupe, don't miss this opportunity. I pledge my continued love and respect to you. I am super confident that you shall do your duty to God and country by returning home to vote the Dominica Labour Party. Don't stay in Guada to listen to the election results. No, take your pre-pre, take your canoe, take the plane, take the boat, front door or back door, inside or outside. Swim if you have to, brothers and sisters. Swim if you have to. Chebea ho, Chebea ba, Chebea. Vote Labour, vote the Dominica Labour Party. It is safer with Labour. It is safer with Roosevelt's carrot. Vote your conscience. Labour, Labour, Labour. One love.
My sister, even the I put up, I put up. Are you ready? 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 Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you
Are you
ready?
ready? Are you ready?
Welcome to Guadeloupe, the political leader of the Dominica Labour Party. Look to the back and see who's coming.
Out comes the sun,
Yes, sir.
shining on my
Prime
face
Minister
again.
Roosevelt Garrett.
Let's get me high, high so I can meditate.
The man who has transformed Dominica. The man who's bringing the celebration to Dominica. The man who's making it possible for Dominica to rise again. Prime Minister Roosevelt Garrett. Welcome, welcome our Prime Minister and Mrs. Garrett. Welcome them to Guadeloupe. Welcome.
Dreams
Yes,
of brighter
sir.
days. Dreams of brighter days. Dreams of brighter days. Dreams of brighter days. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks.
Giving thanks
As the
alive.
days goes by, giving thanks and praise.
As I puff on my window and glance through my window, I realize there's no turning back. Oh, got to complete life's journey, though things get contrary. Oh, got to make it to the top. See, I'm searching for a way to survive. Working so hard, I know Jah will provide. Oh, see, oh, I'm keeping my head high. Mama tell me the limit is the
Dreams
sky.
of brighter days. Highest grades we blaze. Dreams of brighter days. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks.
Giving thanks
As the
alive.
days goes by, giving thanks and praise. Burden heavy, but we still a tread on it. Weary, but no watch this two face when we have on it. Real soldiers keep standing. Now give up the fight. No.
The sun will shine tomorrow. We shall see the rainbow, and I will never let go. No.
Dreams of brighter days. Highest grades we blaze. Dreams of brighter days. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks. As the days goes by, dreams of brighter days.
a day for Dominica with the Dominica Labour Party and Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit at the helm. Labour! Somebody make some noise! Yes. As we continue the program this afternoon, brothers and sisters, we bring to you the man who is going to return the Rosa North seat to the Dominican Labour Party. Make some noise and welcome Honorable Joseph Isaac.
Yeah, young Dinero Massive with the Labour Party all the way. We move with Isaac, we have a set of jealousy. Cause Isaac working for you. You rock, I rock, and we rockin' with Isaac. She talk, he talk, cause we rockin' with Isaac. A set of envy, cause we rockin' with Isaac. A set of Malbali, when you rockin' with Isaac. Rock, I rock.
Labour! I want to hear you again. Labour! I would like to recognize our most esteemed leader, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit and Mrs. Skerrit, our candidate for Roseau Central. Our champion gladiator and deputy leader of our party, the man, the Honorable Reginald Austrie. Members of cabinet, fellow candidates, and most of all, you the people of Dominica and Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe Esula. Dominique Esula. Nous pas caladje. Nous pas caladje Skerrit. You see, we have to know what we have when we have it. Do you agree? We have a great leader. We have a great party. We have a great team. And we cannot let that go. I'm asking all of you here. Some of you have already committed yourself for many years because you are Porto Labour. But some of us have families and friends. They need to understand that these times are serious times. These times are serious times because when we are on top the mountain, we can roll back down the hill. We need to climb up. Climb up for our children. Climb up for our grandchildren. Climb up for the Lord. Climb up because we love Dominica. We can go back. The guys on the other side has no plan. What they are doing is preaching violence and championing all those unrest in our country. What we are looking for is peace and love. That's what Labour stand for. And that's what we stand for. You see, to move a country for over 1,000 years now, it is clear that to move a country, including Dominica or any country in the world, what you need is, you need a clear vision. You need a clear plan. You need a solid team. And you need a leader who can secure the resources to implement that plan. But in all that, your leader must be visionary. Your leader must be respected among his peers. Your leader must be respected in the region, and your leader must be respected internationally. Your leader must have friends and true friends. So when the chips are down, you will have people coming to the aid of your country. Do you agree with me? So when Maria hit Dominica, I could not stay in good conscience to stay on the other side, the wrong side. I had to make a decision to join the Dominica Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit. So are you happy I'm with Dominica Labour Party?
I see Labour, I see victory. Victory, I see 5 more years, I see history.
You see, we have to know when something is good. And Labour, Miss Skerrit born. Our Prime Minister and his team has articulated a clear vision for Dominica. All of us know it by now.
It is about being the first climate resilient country in the world. But it is not just talk, it is unfolding in our very eyes in Dominica. Roosevelt Douglas had a vision. The vision was about bridging gaps of Martinique, Dominica, and Guadeloupe. It is also unfolding in our eyes. So that is what I'm telling you. Any country need a clear vision. The other side has no vision. They have no plan. You see, we have a plan. But the plan is actually unfolding, as I said. And it is a socio-economic development plan. It is showing itself right before our eyes. In tourism, right now in the region, Dominica is the only country who is actually building over five five-star hotels in the Caribbean. In the area of energy, Dominica is the first OECS country to be building a geothermal plant, which is already going on track, my people. You must give this Dominica Labour Party a round of applause for leading your country.
I see Labour, I see victory. Victory, I see 5 more years, I see history.
In agriculture, you are seeing what is unfolding, a well-diversified subsector. You have in terms of vegetable crops, you see what is happening. You see in citrus production what is happening. We are in a time where everything in our country is building. That is why I said it is serious times. In the area of sports, you see every constituency has some serious facility being built. Roseau Central have an indoor stadium. Roseau North is getting its share. Roseau North is actually going to get an indoor sporting facility. You understand what I'm saying? So this government is touching every sector. In regards to infrastructure, I will just touch on 1 or 2 of the vision in infrastructure which will be touching Roseau North. And this is our first modern day cruise village. Also, we'll have a modern containerized port in Roseau North. In healthcare, we are going to have a first-class hospital, second to none in the OECS. Again, your government is working for you. Labour ka travail. Labour ka travail. And that is why I say, who jobless? Who jobless? And the Lord is blessing us day by day. I went on a trip with the Honorable Prime Minister where we met people of the World Bank. And how the people are treating him. You can see the love and respect. One of them, while we were drinking coffee, told me, let me tell you something. He's young, but he's a real great leader. Dominica is small. So we are blessed to have a gem like the man, the Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. We are blessed. But Skerrit would perform and lead any country. He would have been a great president even of the US. Because you see, leadership is about you. Leadership is about a person. When we talk about leadership, we talk about compassion. Skerrit has these characteristics: love, care, and compassion for people. I can say that. On the other side, there is no manifestation of care and true love for people. The leadership on the other side would not even invite their delegates to their home. But the Skerrit is a man who is showing appreciation of the people. Does he show you appreciation? Does he show you he loves you? That is what you need in a leader. You need a leader who instills hope in people. You see what is happening in Dominica, where we have an economic transformation? I'm telling you, Skerrit is the modern day Moses. the modern day Moses, bringing us into an economic promised land. And what we need is all of us need to come on board. You remember in the days of Moses, you had some guys trying to worship golden calf, preaching vile on the side, trying to instill protests, trying to do bad things with the movement of Israel. We don't want that to happen to us in Dominica. We don't want that to happen to us. Because when the Lord bless us with a team like what the Roosevelt Carrot is offering you, this is the greatest team I've seen in the political history of Dominica. Do you agree with me? In Roseau Central, you have Melissa Scarrett, a must-win candidate. In the Valley, you have Irvin McIntyre, a must-win candidate. And in this Roseau South, you have Shakira Lockhart, a must-win candidate. And in Roseau North, you have yours truly. We are bringing that seat to the Dominica Labour Party. Roseau North!
I see love, I see victory. Victory! I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity!
Now, what I'm asking you here to do, for all of us in the political race, to help us. We have already shown that the Dominica Labour Party is the best. There is nothing to contest. What we need to do is to ensure that the Dominica Labour Party win the next general election in a landslide victory. We're taking all 21. So you know, in some constituencies, we have new candidates. And the new candidates have been there for just 6 months. But you'll see all of us are working sweat and blood. Do not kill the goose. What you need to do is to give us an opportunity to work for you, not in 6 months, but for 5 years, where we can deliver to everybody in our constituency. That's a promise. So do you want Scarrett? Do you want Scarrett? I want him too. So one love, who Jah bless? Woman, who Jah bless? Who do you want for leader? Who do you want to lead Dominica? One love.
Rock, I rock, I'm rocking Isaac. She talk, he talk, can rockin' Isaac. I set the envy, can rockin' Isaac. I set the Malpali, with rockin' Isaac. Rock, I rock, I'm rocking Isaac.
Thank you, Brother Joseph Isaac, the must-win candidate for the Roseau North constituency. I want to call 2 people backstage. Mr. Troy Shillingford, if you are here, you're wanted backstage. Troy Shillingford, if you're here, you're wanted backstage. And Brother Fidel Grant. Brother Fidel Grant, if you're here, you're wanted backstage. Are you ready, brothers and sisters? Are you ready for some entertainment? Are you sure you're ready? We're going to bring to you, straight from Dominica, former Calypso King of Dominica, Daddy Cheers! Well, it's Labour that have Calypso Kings, you know. It's Labour that have Calypso Kings. So brothers and sisters, Daddy Chess will come later. This time, we bring to you former Calypso King again, the Skunter!
Are you ready now?
Yeah!
Bagay la bande, bagay la bande. Oh bande. Labour Party bande. Woo! We vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. Whether we vote in Labour again. Plans and policies of this Labour Party, those are things that I never see. Care for the elderly and for people of this country, those are things Scrunty never see. So I'm calling on the people from Grandford down to Marigot, come with me, let us support Labour. If you want to see progress, don't give yourself stress. Come along tonight, let us vote back Labour. So we go burn them! How this Labour Party goes and I never see care for the elderly and for people of this country. Those are things Scrunty never see. So I'm calling on the people from La Plaine to Grandford, come with me, let us vote back Labour. If you want to see progress, but I don't give yourself stress, come with me, let us support Labour. I can hear you. Carry territory. When the light gleams on the summer rain, we vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. Whether earthquakes, tsunami or hurricane, we vote in Labour again. Rosa Central. Le finger nous make look us me. Woo! We go burn them. We go burn them. Let's burn them. There you go. Hey. There you go. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Some man want to run the country, but they have no capability. Don't mind if you're red, yellow, or black, you must have Dominica at last. Hey! Right now the country making progress, which means the PM is very blessed, who behaving like they power possess. I believe they want to feather their nest. Guadeloupe, let us sing. Keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning, but then with your votes on election day. Anytime you vote in a party, reject UWP and vote the Labour Party all the way. I cannot hear you. Keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning, burn them with your votes on the election day. Anytime you vote in a PM, reject Lennox Clinton and vote Dr. Scurry all the way. If you're a Labourite and the show, somebody make some noise. Yeah, yeah. Huh. Hey. Oh God. You know, still tired from last night, you know? Yeah. Housing and education revolution that been doing well for the nation. Huh. You know, past wasn't so pleasant, but I'm impressed with the present. Ha! And if we continue how we going, our students' loan money keep flowing. Well, I am proud to be called Dominican, to be the most educated people in the region. Guadeloupe, help me sing now. Can I hear you? But them with your votes on election day. Anytime we vote in a party, condemn UWP and voting.
Labour Party all the way.
Oh, keep the fire burning, burning.
Keep the fire burning.
But them with your vote on election day. Anytime we vote in a PM, reject Lennox Linton and vote.
Labour Party all the way.
Oh yes, man. I love that. Oi! Special verse coming up. Oi! Zumba day. Ah! Oi! Yeah? Dominicans, I cannot trust Lennox Linton to be the PM of our nation. You know why? The projects that on we all stop, and the foreign aid they go cut short. Ha! In these hard economic times, you have no oil, copper, or gold mines. Dominicans, you need a leader to lead from the front with the ability and skills to achieve the things we want. That's why we vote this carrot. One love, enjoy the rest of the evening. One love, one love.
The hotels coming, hospital coming, even airport coming. So never we voting. The hotels coming, hospitals coming, even airport coming. So never we voting. Boom! I put all the ball, tell that to my auntie, my sister, even the okay. I put all the ball, tell that to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He put up, way, she put up, yeah man, they put up, labor power. He put up, to the X, he put up, buy the shoe, she put up, 5 more years, they put up, labor power. He put up,
Thank you. Yes, you feeling it? Sakis, what is on? Hey, fais un train, messieurs, mesdames, fais un train. Somebody make some noise! Labor! Yeah! Brothers and sisters, I bring to the podium another powerhouse of the Dominican Labour Party. Yes. Even in your ears, Labour strong, brothers and sisters. I bring to you another powerful woman of the Dominican Labour Party, brothers and sisters. She is from Lapuette. Make some noise as we bring to you Sister Denise Charles.
We ready. Hot. Yo, straight to the top, never going. Straight to the top.
Labor Rise! Guadeloupe Show! Our visionary Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit and Mrs. Skerrit, our Deputy Leader, Honorable Reginald Ostry, my colleague candidates, and to you, Labor Rise and Dominique in Guadeloupe, bon après-midi. I am proud to be Labour. Are you? Proud to stand firmly behind the Prime Minister that has worked so hard for us. Proud to be a part of a team of men and women who are focused, diligent, and committed to the vision of making Dominica the first climate resilient nation. Which brings me to the question, 20 years ago, where were we? Where was Dominica? As a nation, we have birthed some of the brightest minds in the region. We are talented people, rich in culture and rich in natural resources.
But our journey hasn't been easy. In 1979, Hurricane David destroyed 60% of our homes and our lime industry. Then in the 90s, the demise of the banana industry when we lost preferential treatment in the European markets. Our economy suffered. Some in the region would refer to Dominica as the only island Columbus would recognize if he returned, because we lagged behind our sister islands. My friends, nationals of Dominica, my people, look at Dominica today. Look at Dominica just 2 years after Hurricane Maria. Labor! Imagine how much more we would have accomplished if Maria hadn't happened. Your Labour government has placed your country on equal footing with our neighbors. Just the other day, I was listening to a program in Antigua, and the citizens there were saying, when our roads going to be like Dominica? Say with me, who made it possible for Dominic ni Belshime, Roosevelt Scarrett? When I say who made it possible, you say? 20 years ago, only 7% of high school graduates could attend college. I have classmates who were denied the opportunity to further their education, whilst Barbadians enjoyed free tuition. Today, anyone who wants to go to college can, and their tuition is paid for by the Dominica Labour Party administration. Who made it possible? Laborize la ou abokai pakije movekai kieu. 20 years ago, traveling to Rosalie or Marigot Airport was dreadful. Most roads in Dominica were either a track, dirt road, or one lane. Today, we have highways even going to the east. Who made it possible? Lau abokai pakite movekai. 20 years ago, the Princess Margaret Hospital existed with no intensive care units. Today, we have opened the first phase of the state-of-the-art Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Who made it possible? Lau abokai pakite kieu. 20 years ago, under 60% of our communities had pipe-borne water. Today, post-Maria, we are back to almost 95%. Who made it possible? Lau abokai kieu. 20 years ago, many young professionals lived with their parents. People squatted on lands but had no titles. We offered squatters land for $1, developed communities like Union Estate, and began the housing revolution. Because we believe that every Dominican must own a piece of Dominic. Who made it possible? Lau abokai pakite movekai kieu. 20 years ago, we had few hotel rooms, so couldn't host a regional conference. Today, thanks to the Labour Party re-engineered CBI investment option, we have Marriott, Kipinski, Secret Bay, Jungle Bay, and Hilton right here, right in Dominica. We are ready to host conferences. Who made it possible? Lau Abokai. Kiev. 20 years ago, we could not host international cricket games. My grandfather, Simon Francis, dreamt of the day he could watch an international cricket match. He never saw it, but I have seen India, Pakistan, and England played in our Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Who made it possible? Lau Abokai, Pakite Movekai, Kiev. So my fellow citizens, many of you migrated from Dominica decades ago in search of greener pastures. I am here to tell you this afternoon, you can come home. We need our brightest minds, our well-experienced people to help us to continue to transform our country. This is our time. This is our season of overflow labor. So, when men travel the region to tarnish the name of our Prime Minister and Dominica, your Prime Minister can show his report card. Can they? What has the UWP done in opposition? How many scholarships and projects? How many roofs have they covered post-Maria? Or how many children have you heard them give educational assistance? Have you ever heard them host a radiothon to raise money for the Educational Trust Fund? But how many have they had for the opposition leader? My friends, the UWP of old was made up of educated businessmen who both were employed or were employers. The UWP of today is made up of men who are searching for a job. If they cannot champion their own personal growth, how are they going to champion the development of Dominica? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. My friends, this isn't Showtime, HBO, or Lifetime. With the challenges we already face, being small, vulnerable states, prone to natural disasters and financial shocks, we cannot afford the captain of Dominica to be inexperienced, a talker, unqualified, and visionless. If they have no friends now, how are they going to run this country? Labor! The late Roosevelt Douglas had direct phone numbers of world leaders whilst in opposition. Do you remember the election of 2009 when we were told to download their manifesto online? Jacques Jordi. And 10 years later, they still have no vision for our country. A government in waiting, and the entire campaign is called Scare It, not Dominica, and not about you, Labour. So after all this time in opposition and having so much time to put an economic plan to develop Dominica, the only strategy they have to win an election is to frame Scare It, is to tell you fire Scare It. Are they ready? Do we understand why Dr. Ferrara called this UWP a fraud? And Honorable Joseph Isaac had to abandon ship. They are a sham. And to be honest, it is really disappointing. I look forward to the day when we return to the days when we had real opposition in Dominica. Men and women who could discuss plans and not people. The days when it was exciting to listen to debates, instead of today, where the opposition is bent on civil unrest and destruction. We have to reject that politics of hate. And on election day, Lukale teach you a lesson. I say that type of politics is unwelcomed in the new Dominica. So be vigilant, my people. Don't get distracted by the opposition sideshows. This Labour government has done the work, and we shall continue to work on your behalf.
When I see Labour, I see victory. Victory! I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity! When I see Labour, I see victory.
Labour! Let us focus on the new projects on the horizon, like our new port that is going to take our tourism industry to a new level. Labour! The 2 hospitals to be built in Marigot and Portsmouth, and the 11 polyclinics across the country, as the health of our people is our wealth. Our new state-of-the-art sports facility, which will make it easier to host national, regional, and international games. Our geothermal plant, which will substantially reduce the cost of electricity, savings for households and the private sector. Labour! When we speak about a new Dominica, it isn't just words. It is happening. Labour! My people, this is your time to invest in your country. I am a proud Dominican. Proud of my hard-working Prime Minister. Proud of this Dominica Labour Party administration. Are you? If you are, say with me, well done, good and faithful servants. Say with me, well done, good and faithful servants. Sek mo lane akor. Sek mo lane akor pour Labour. One love, blessings to you. Bless our beautiful country. I love you.
We ready. Say we feeling the vibes and we feeling to vote now. We voting the initials, we voting the initials, we voting the initials. On election day, we voting the initials, we voting the initials. 1, 2.
Thank you, Sister Dennis Sakis! Anyway, yes, I. Fake show, we say. Hey. Yes, Lajay, hey. Yes. I can imagine what it was like on the ship coming up. It must have been a good bacchanal, my dear friends. The most powerful apocalyptic band in the country. That's what Labour is all about, my dear friends. That's what Labour is all about. A party of the people, my dear friends. Yes. We're going to have a lot more of Sakis. That's it. Thank you, Sakis. Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right. The program has to continue, my dear friends. The program has to continue. Thank you, Sakis. We'll have more of you in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring to the podium a great woman. A woman who is ready to take to the Dominican Labour Party the Roseau Central seat, brothers and sisters, we bring to you Sister Melissa. Carey!
Melissa on the song, they dance. When she sing my song, they dance. Who backs laws? Who backs laws? Melissa on, they dance. Melissa on the song, they dance. When she sing my song, they dance. Who backs laws? Who backs laws? Descending.
Labor! Guada, Roseau Central. I'm happy you're in the house tonight. Thank you for coming out and representing labor rights. I'm happy to be with you here this afternoon. Let me first recognize the presence of my husband, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Reginald Austrie, ministers, my fellow candidates, and to you, my wonderful people, good afternoon. My friends, I'm getting the feeling that Dominicans at home and abroad are coming to the realization that in Dominica today, that it is safer with. Wherever I have gone in Guadeloupe and in St. Martin yesterday, I am hearing the same refrain. We cannot afford to take chances this time around. And I want persons in Dominica listening to this broadcast to note the grave concerns of relatives and friends who live abroad and who love and care for our country. They do not want Dominica to go backwards. They want Dominica to stay on track because they can see and they can sense that the country is moving under the leadership of Roosevelt Skerrit. Elections are not to be used as a weapon to punish anybody. Eligible voters need to analyze what is being offered by the two main political parties and to decide what is in their best interest and the interests of the country after the dust from the elections have settled. It does not matter what political color you have been all your life. In the aftermath of Category 5 hurricane, none in this matter. You need to do good by Dominica on elections day. You need to assess the situation and support the party that is best suited to navigate and surmount the tremendous challenges that confront our country. I speak to you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as the winning candidate for the Roseau Central constituency. Many of you who sail home on the ferry would attest to the ongoing changes and improvements that are being made to our capital city. You arrive at the bayfront, and there is very little to remind you what obtained the morning after Hurricane Maria. Is that right? You stroll any of the adjacent streets, and you will see a city that is under repair. We did not wait until after elections to start these projects. We started them long ago, and we are pushing to have most of them completed by Christmas. We want to give pedestrians a whole new experience as they move around the city this Christmas season. We want to have Roseau upgraded, beautified, lighted up as we welcome visitors and overseas nationals alike to Carnival 2020. I am saying to you this afternoon that the work in Roseau shall intensify under the re-elected Dominica Labour Party government. I am saying to you this afternoon also no one knows for sure what would happen to Roseau in particular and the country in general in the event that Lennox Linton becomes Prime Minister. They have to date not set forth a vision nor a plan to sustain what is happening now, far less improve upon what Roosevelt Skerrit and his cabinet of ministers are doing. Many of you migrated to Guadeloupe through circumstance, and there's nothing wrong with that. West Indians have been doing that for years. But I want to say to you today that the Dominica Labour Party is building a new Dominica. A Dominica that will cater to the needs of both its youth and its aging population. Dominica will be a place many of you can comfortably return and retire after your toil overseas, after your toil here in Guadeloupe. We are not pressuring anybody to return. What we are saying is that thanks to the work of the Roosevelt Skerrit-led administration, Dominicans abroad now have a choice. The world-class hotels that are going up will provide employment opportunities at all levels of operation for young and not so young Dominicans. The new hospital will again provide choice for those wishing to return home in the evening of their days. What I am saying to you here, ladies and gentlemen, is that there is no longer any reason for any Dominican to be living abroad due to circumstances. If you are going to live abroad, let it be by choice. Because we are in the process of building a Dominica, that which you will be proud of. A re-elected Dominica Labour Party government will work with existing ferry operators to see how we can expand and improve transportation between Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Dominica. We will give new life to Roseau. We aim to create a bustling city that no longer sleeps at sunset. We want for more of you to sail across and come and spend your weekends with us in Dominica.
We ready, hot. Yo, straight to the top.
We want you to come and patronize our new 5-star hotels. Not only as stay-over guests, but experience the handiwork of our young Dominican chefs and the hospitality of trained Dominicans. I am very excited about our 5-year plan for Roseau. My plan, supported by the Prime Minister in his capacity as Minister of Finance and also as my husband, is realistically the only plan on demand for Roseau Central. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing else for you to ponder and consider at this point. The other person, my opponent, is going through emotions. I'm not sure what is preventing him from backing out, but I want us on elections night to lock him out. I want you to remain wedded to the voice of the Dominica Labour Party. Our great leader has set forth his vision and plan for every sector in Dominica on countless occasions. No serious, conscientious Dominican can say that she's aware of what lies ahead under a re-elected Labour Party government. We will finish the transformation that we have started over the last 2 years. We have connections abroad. The other side cannot say that. We have the support of major players. The other side cannot say that. Who admire the commitment and the hard work of the Honorable Prime Minister. Please note that neither the word commitment nor hard work is associated with Lennox Linton. Dominicans need a prime minister that will give the country 12 hours a day of his or her time at this point. The Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit currently gives more than that. Lennox Linton has not done a full day's work in over 20 years. And the same goes for half of his team of candidates. They carry the name workers, but in truth and in fact, they don't like to work. They shuck work. They shuck work now, and they would shuck work here again were they to be elected into office. And Dominicans cannot afford this at this time. That is why I am saying all voters within hearing of my voice to take these elections seriously. The choice you make now, you have to live with for the next 5 years. Always remember that. Not to vote is an act of betrayal to your country. If you do not vote, you expose innocent Dominica to a very uncertain future under the United Workers' Party. Labour supporters need to come out and vote. All eligible voters need to make it their bounden duty to get to the polling stations and vote on elections day. You will hurt yourself, your family, your community, and your beloved Dominica if you do not vote at the upcoming elections. I want to say to the voters of Roseau Central, I have your back. And I know you have my back as well. Let me shout out to my soldiers, my Navy SEALs, my snipers, my foot soldiers, my backup. They always have my back, Roseau Central!
Ready, hot. Yo! Straight to the top, never going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, never going.
The road ahead will be tough, but Labour has surmounted such challenges in the past, and Labour will ride the tide again in the future. Any serious analysis would show that my opponent is not fit for purpose. He has not initiated a single plan or program for the constituency. His best known quality is his ability to remain silent. He has been silent and out of view. However, they heard that I was holding block meetings, and so they pressured him to doing the same. He came out and he announced a series of meetings after he saw our size in Roseau Central and the energy. He backed out, he cut back on it. I am still to meet any person who heard or understood what he said when eventually he broke his 2-year silence. Voters of Roseau Central, I am here to say to you this afternoon that we have exciting plans and programs in train for both residential and commercial Roseau. The Roseau Enhancement Program that the United Workers' Party said was a pipe dream is now well underway to becoming a reality. And that is the same thing that they said about the new China Dominica Friendship Hospital. It is the same thing they said when we set out to build a state college. Everything that they said could not and would not be done, Labour has either done it or is working on it as we speak. I'm really happy that we have held these 2 meetings, one in St. Martin and here today in Guadeloupe. Because many undecided voters went to the opposition meetings in the diaspora and they were keen to hear what they were offering the people. But sadly, all they got was the usual cursing and vilification of Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. such disappointment that they expressed to me while I was in St. Martin. I spoke to voters in St. Martin this morning, and they said that they were happy to have had the opportunity to hear both sides to the story because they can now compare what is at hand. They say to me that the United Workers' Party has absolutely nothing to offer. They visited the United States, the Virgin Islands, St. Martin, Antigua, and here in Guadeloupe. And everything they said could be summed up in 2 words: anger and negativity. They are one angry, negative party, my friends. And what is Labour about? Love. They are offering voters of Dominica absolutely nothing. Their case for election to office is being built on their hatred and jealousy of my husband, Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. No matter how different they try to frame it, their message boils down in the final analysis to their dislike of the Prime Minister and their desire to have this party voted out of office. Not one single one of them has said what would happen the morning or the week or the month after they have been elected. They have not bestirred themselves with the crafting of a plan. I know now that they will rush and try to stick together a few promises. Now that the Prime Minister said that the election is in 100 days. But I am saying to you this evening, if they had anything to offer, they would have offered it at the last budget debate. If they had anything to offer, they would have offered it in their last 2 recent occasions they went to the Bayfront. If they had anything to offer, they would have given you, Dominicans living abroad, a clear insight into the changes that would come about in Dominica were they to be elected. But in Dominica, they spend their time cursing Roosevelt Skerrit. And sadly, they visited Guadeloupe and other parts of the diaspora over the past few weeks and did the same exact thing. No vision, no ideas. It's just Skerrit, 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 Skerrit. Every speaker is Skerrit, Skerrit, Skerrit. What's your plan? So the choice this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is very clear. Labour cares. Labour is competent. Labour is experienced. Labour has a vision and a plan. Labour has the wherewithal to do what it says it will do, and they will deliver on their commitments like they have been doing. On the other hand, Lennox Linton and the United Workers' Party are angry. And they are very negative about Dominica and anything Dominican. They have opposed every single initiative. They have cursed every friend. They are actively trying to undermine Dominica's citizenship by investment program. General elections are within 100 days. And although in Roseau Central, we're ready to be in 100 hours, right? We're ready in the city. Ready in the city. But only one party is fit for purpose. Only one party has upped its game. Only one party is telling you what it will do and from where it will get the money to do the things that it has promised to you. Voters of Roseau Central, we cannot afford to be left this time around. Labour is winning the elections for sure. We have to make sure that Central is in the bag on elections night.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity, I see labor.
You've heard the Prime Minister said that he's the deputy power rep of Roseau. So you have two powerful power reps in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your warm welcome and reception. I am excited about the future. Support the candidates of the Dominican Labour Party and let us work together over the next 5 years. Let us fulfill the vision of the leader and to take Dominica forward as the world's first climate resilient nation. Guadeloupe, I've come here to look for my Roseau Central voters. I am looking for you. I want to get to know you. I want to find you. I want to get your contact. Come and look for me after here. Thank you for your warm welcome. I promise Roseau Central, I promise not to disappoint. Roseau Central, let us do this together. Fight with me as I fight for you. Thank you.
When she sing my song, they vex. Who wears laws? Who wears laws? Melissa on, they vex. Melissa on the tongue, they vex. When she sing my song, they vex. Who wears laws? Who wears laws?
Oh, that's a powerful woman, my dear friends. Roseau Central is fortunate to have Melissa Scarrett. And all over Dominica, we are fortunate to have the Dominican Labour Party and Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett to lead the country for another 5 years. But I want to tell you that there are a lot of exciting things going on in Dominica. If you've been in Guadeloupe for the last 2 years, you have not seen. So we're bringing it to you. Focus on the large screens and see what we're doing in Dominica today. Labour!
I know why. The hotels coming, hospital coming, even airport coming. So level we voting. The hotels coming, hospitals coming, even airport coming. So level we voting. Boom. I bought all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. I bought all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He bought up, way, she bought up, yeah man, they bought up, labor.
Portsmouth. That's what you're seeing here. A 5-star hotel in Portsmouth, my dear friend. The housing development in Belgium coming up soon.
My sister, even the neighbor. I bought all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He bought up, way, she bought up, yeah man, they bought up, labor power. We bought up, put the X, he bought up, buy the shoe, she bought up, 5 more years, they bought up, labor power. We bought up, to the bone, to the bone, to the bone, labor to the bone, to the bone, to the labor to the bone, to the bone.
This is what we're doing in Belgium Chopin to house the people from British Savannah who were displaced after tropical storm America.
I bought all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. I bought all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He bought up, way, she bought up, yeah man, they bought up, labor power. We bought up, put the X, he bought up, buy the shoe, she bought up, 5 more years, they bought up, labor power. We bought up, to the bone.
That's a new hospital, the new Dominican Scientific Hospital.
To the bone, 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 labor to the
sister, even the neighbor. I vote Labour. Tell that to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor.
So as you can see, brothers and sisters, Labour Party promise, and all those promises are being kept, brothers and sisters. No longer are the hotels coming, the hotels are in Dominica. No longer is the hospital coming, the hospital is in Dominica. And as you will hear from Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, the airport is coming. So therefore we're building Dominica. We're building a greater Dominica for all our people, my dear brothers and sisters. Et c'est ça yo jaloux. C'est ça yo jaloux. Mais comme on te dit avant, si nous fouillons terre, si nous plantons, si nous faisons tout ça nous supposons faire, si nous sacrons, si nous baillons, messieurs, mesdames, nous avons droit pour nous ça récolter. Nous avons droit pour nous récolter, messieurs, mesdames. Et c'est ça nous avons fait. Nous tous avons récolté ensemble. So, brothers and sisters, we have to continue. And I am very happy to bring to the podium a hardworking parliamentary representative. My dear friends, if you're from Maho, make some noise. We bring to you Honorable Rayburn Blackmore.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
I run things in Dominica.
Labour! Labour! Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and his wonderful wife, Deputy Prime Minister Reginald Ostry, cabinet members, fellow candidates, and I recognize also the wonderful mother of our Prime Minister. Jamaho! Dominicans in Guadeloupe. My dear friends, tonight I shall be very, very brief. But I come here tonight to say to you that this election coming is the most important election in the history of Dominica. And therefore, notwithstanding where you live, if you live in Guadeloupe or St. Martin or Dominica, you must make this election yours. And therefore, you have a right to vote once your name appears on the voters' list. And you shall be voting for the party that is best prepared to lead this country after Hurricane Maria, and that's the Dominica Labour Party. You shall be voting for the best leader in the politics of Dominica, and that is Roosevelt Skerrit, my dear friends. Labour, Labour. My dear friends, the Dominica Labour Party is transforming this country. The Dominica Labour Party has made Hurricane Maria an opportunity to transform this country, my dear friends. We have transformed the road network, and from Erica to now, we have spent over $200